Hi folks, Baykar Kayoğlu here. Hope everyone's doing well. We got four major developments coming out of Turkey's military aviation space. I'll be going over them in the order that they appeared on my radar. Let's go. First, we got TB3, the more advanced and carrier-based version of Baykar's famed TB2 UAV. TB3 conducted its first takeoff and landing test off of Turkey's amphibious assault ship, aka aircraft carrier TCG Anadolu, on November 19th. Some of you may know that after Turkey got kicked out of the F-35 project, TB3 became one of the intended replacements for the Anadolu's air wing, the other one being the Kızılelma, which is billed as the first unmanned fighter jet, also currently under development with Baykar. Now, TB3 getting into action is major news not only because the upgrade from TB2 kind of looks like a muscled up Ryan Reynolds upgrading to a super muscled up Ryan Reynolds in Free Guy, but this is the first time a UAV has taken off and landed on a short runway platform like the Anadolu. Of course, for years, the US Navy has been testing its drones off its Nimitz and Ford-class supercarriers, but Turkey has managed something much harder here. Not only because of the shortness of the runway, but TB3 actually managed to take off and landing autonomously. Second bit of news, we have Turkey's domestically designed jet engine trainer, Hürjet. Built by the heroes at Turkish Aerospace Corporation, TUSAŞ, the second prototype of the Hürjet took to the skies on November 12th. The first Hürjet prototype had conducted its maiden flight on April 23rd, 2023, and it had even gone supersonic last October. Now, as I mentioned, Hürjet's main role is that of jet trainer, but recently its mission profile expanded to cover ground attack as well as air-to-air engagements. Turkish Air Force planners are so confident in the aircraft's abilities that it will be replacing the aging F-5s for the Turkish Stars, the Turkish Air Force's acrobatics team. Usually, countries wait at least a few years, if not a whole decade, before they're confident in the air platform that they're using that they turn over some units to their acrobatics teams. Another bit of impressive news regarding Hürjet, allied and friendly nations such as Spain and Egypt and some others have expressed interest in the aircraft. So there will be news on that front as the plane goes into mass production sometime in 2026. If you want to know more about Hürjet, I previously covered it in another video which you can find here and in the description box below. Also, I wrote about it for the news website Al Monitor, link in the description. By the way, we're roughly midway through this video. If you've liked what you've seen so far, click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to get more. Third major news comes from the Akıncı UAV. On November 13th, Akıncı test launched two of Roketsan's İHA-230 air-launched ballistic missiles, ALBMs, that freedomized their targets from as far as 155 kilometers. Since entering service 3 years ago, Akıncı has become a veritable testbed for Roketsan, Turkey's leading missile manufacturer. And I'm not gonna lie, watching those missiles go off has really put me in the Christmas spirit. Making a list, checking it twice, looking for those who have been naughty and not nice. Turkish Santa's coming to town. Now, Akıncı is another labor of love by the brave souls at Baykar, and it is considered the fastest turboprop UAV in the Turkish arsenal, although not the fastest UAV. That honor goes to TUSAŞ's Anka 3 as well as the Kızılelma, the unmanned Baykar fighter I mentioned earlier. Some of you might recall that earlier this year in May, Akıncı had used its high-tech Turkish-made sensors to locate Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi's crashed helicopter in northwest Iran. Fourth piece of news, last but not least, we got the Eurofighter Typhoon joining the Turkish Air Force. For several years, Turkey wanted to purchase about 40 Eurofighter Typhoons from the consortium composed of Germany, the United Kingdom, Spain, and Italy. However, the Germans were refusing, but it looks like they finally accepted. Now, the Eurofighter is a pretty awesome aircraft. It's multi-role, but its true strength lies in air dominance. It's got a higher service ceiling than the Turkish Air Force's mainstay, the Lockheed Martin F-16, and that will give the Eurofighter an advantage in its air-to-air engagements. The Eurofighter can also take some really tight turns, and it's got some crazy air-to-air missiles such as the Meteor 2 and the Iris-T. The Iris-T can be launched against targets behind the Eurofighter thanks to thrust vectoring as well as the missile's lock-on after launch characteristics. At least that's what I saw on Digital Combat Simulator. Now, as I discussed on this channel before, our German friends are probably going to give us trouble on where and how we can use the Eurofighters, yeah? Hey, look, it wouldn't be an arms sales from Germany if it didn't come with 1,000 conditions. Nicht, nein, you must not use it here. You must use it only here against these enemies, only at these hours and only when we tell you to do it. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, guys. We like your wares. We like doing business with you. It's Dankeschön. Now, there's an added bonus for Türkiye in acquiring the Eurofighter. It will finally allow us to retire the F-4E Phantoms in our arsenal. Not sure about the numbers, but I do know that we still use the Baba Phantom, as we call it, for recon missions, as well as testing new munitions, new sensors, and occasionally, when need be, dropping presents on those who have been naughty and not nice. I know I'm digressing from the Eurofighter and veering into Phantom territory, but the aircraft really has a special place in the heart of Turkish aviation enthusiasts such as myself. Along with the F-5 Freedom Fighter, the Phantom was Turkey's main third-gen fighter jet, and it constituted much of the Turkish Air Force's deterrent capabilities in the 1970s and 1980s until the arrival of the F-16. In fact, the Phantom was honored this month on the 50th anniversary of its joining the Turkish Air Force. Some of the aircraft's former pilots, including the former commander of the Turkish Air Force, General Akıncı, took the Phantom for a spin. But every warrior must retire at some point, and I hope that day for the Phantom is pretty close. By the way, you may be wondering, what does the arrival of the Eurofighters mean for Turkey's efforts to acquire new F-16 Block 70 Vipers from the United States and the modernization kit for existing F-16s in the Turkish Air Force? Those talks between the Turkish and the American sides are still continuing, and I expect some details to be divulged pretty soon. I also wrote several articles about the F-16 business, the Eurofighter business for Al Monitor. You can find the links in the description below. Kindly read them and share them on your social media. On that note, don't forget to follow me on X, aka Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. My handles are the same everywhere. Alright folks, that's it for me. If you have any thoughts or questions, please write them in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications. I'm Baykar TB-3. Thanks for watching.